Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to start looking at the Amaris Civil War from Tex Talks Battletech. This is going to be part 2. That last one was infuriating at how much sense certain things made. Amaris, a better Palpatine. And I've been told that now we are going to get into the real, I guess you could say, meat and laser rifles of the matter, and see just what happens when Kerensky starts actively fighting back. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know what's about to happen because I've intentionally avoided finding out. What this means is I have no idea what's about to happen, but it's going to end with the clans being formed somehow. And shit going downhill for the Inner Sphere. That's all I got. That's literally all I know. We're going right into this blind and see what happens. But if it's anything as cool as what happened last time around with bagpipes, I'm very much looking forward to finding out. There's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. The Black Pants Legion are doing great, and they're kind of amazing. So hit them up. When you're done, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let's get started. Is it just me, or is this even more broken down than the last time we saw it? Surrender or be destroyed.
Okay, class. Sit down and shut up. We're going to get through.
Okay, yeah, no, it's not just me. This has been progressively more and more destroyed every time. Because I remember before, it was just kind of blast scarred. Here, they've actually added in the wall. There's holes. There's not much of a board, honestly. Gotta love that 20-something, 40th, 30th century technology where the projector screens are goddamn durable that the concrete gives out before them. Also, very nice podium. Must be mahogany. It's a very fine wood.
Through this lesson before we evacuate.
Huh.
You did pay me after all, and this professor needs those student vouchers for booze money.
Yeah,
Also,
sounds about right.
Regrettably, it looks like the clanners figured out where I live, and those jokes didn't go over so well. Smoked Jaguar, indeed.
Oh my god, they put an elemental with the opening. Okay, that's up. Just kind of awesome. 2. Wow, he looks much less intimidating with the hatch open. Yeah. He looks like someone who's about to have a heart attack from roid rage. Yeah. But more importantly, when he says the clanners found out, I'm not sure if he's making this specific reference, but there's a whole bunch of people who are in the Black Pants Legion who've come to my Discord or are just really big fans of it who comment all the time. And they're massive clanner fans. Vic, I'm looking at you. And yeah, I have an idea I might know who that person is.
How dare you mock my noble lineage? This is a notice of battle.
Excuse me, fucko.
What?
Firstly, interrupting a class is rude. Secondly, this lecture is about Star League, so it's like Baskin-Robbins' 51 flavors of dishonorable. Don't you want these guys to know their history of the noble Star League, of the glories of General Kerensky himself?
I am sorry. Can I sit in?
I'm sorry. I love this. I love just a little sound of a gun being cocked. Either that or like a shotgun just being pumped. I don't know the sound effect, which one it is exactly, because I'm not that much of a gun nut. But I recognize the sound of violence is about to happen. 2, I just love how we're talking about the Star League. Are you talking bad about Kerensky? And that's actually enough to have whoever did the voice acting here just go, oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Backing up now.
I will still review later.
I love this.
Yeah, sure, I guess. Just don't go through the wall and take a seat in the back.
I mean, there's not much wall left.
Found. This is a good lecture.
Also, the little animation just moving up and down. Very TTS-esque. Love it. Episode 8. No. The liberation of Terra and the Star League's final hour. Oh, so they do liberate Terra. Wait, no. The Star League didn't stick around. Because they exodus. Why do I have a feeling shit's about to get worse? Oh, because this is a text. Of course it's going to get worse because it's about the freaking fall of Star League and Amaris. Yeah, of course it's going to get worse. Preamble and recap.
In part 1 of this series, we introduced the brave, the bold, the crazy,
You
and
should
the
show
just
Amaris
plain
again.
unfortunate souls who took part in this series of events.
No. You don't get to call this an unfortunate soul. This is the dumbass who, through his own stupidity and listening to Amaris, made Amaris look like a maybe worthwhile option to everyone else who wasn't being overthrown. I've been told that what's about to happen makes Amaris look like the truly cartoonish, over-the-top evil villain, but we ain't there yet, and I'm getting... Richard Cameron, you fucking idiot.
In the beginning, we
Still love this art.
explored the formation of Star League, a
Yep.
grand unifying government
By giving
built
people
around
tech.
a centralized, efficient bureaucracy encompassing the great 5 houses of the inner sphere.
I mean, yes, but...
We highlighted key events contributing to its growth, rise, peak, and then gradual collapse from increasingly difficult political turmoil.
I mean, yes, it's political turmoil, but also it's a lot of the audacity of this idiot. Literally, it's just Amaris pushed him to do dumber and dumber things in dumber and dumber ways to the point where it's not so much political turmoil as Amaris did it by letting this kid have his worst impulses, and only the worst. Ugh. It's so easy if at any point he just didn't listen to Amaris. If he wasn't such a little brat who just wanted to get a yes man, if that wasn't the case, none of this would have happened. But he was a little brat, raised in luxury, who had a lot of power at a really young age before he was ready. And he had someone older who he respected who kept telling him he was right even when he wasn't, and kept giving him everything he wanted, including a bullet to the head. Sorry, laser rifle to the head. Laser gun? Whatever. Sorry, it's like, as much as Amaris is the villain here, we haven't got to the point where I hate him more than this freaking idiot. Every step of the way, he makes it worse because he listens to Amaris. Amaris is doing smart things for Amaris. This guy, though, it's just literally shooting yourself in the dick. Having extra dicks surgically attached just to shoot them as well. I'm not harboring any grudges for a fictional character that's an absolute dumbass or anything, and I hate him even more because, yeah, that's kind of the incompetence that does actually exist in history, because Battletech is historically based in many ways to show that, yeah, this kind of happens, because it did. Here's all the different times it's happened in multiple locations. Glad I got that out of my system. I'm sure it'll happen again. He annoys me.
In Part 1, we studied the formation of the SLDF.
I wonder if they have, like,
Single
regiments of these
largest
guys in
military
tabletop.
instrument
Let's look it
ever
up.
created, and its utilization to brutally bring the periphery in line at gunpoint. Because
Is it
the
gunpoint
inner
or
sphere
bullet?
likes a free real estate
Probably more
deal
bullet.
above everything else. We also learned that Stefan Amaris, through his scheming, and scheming alone, managed to destabilize an increasingly shaky government by removing the head of state. Quite literally in
Yep.
this case. To accomplish this...
Oh, no. This is not what trust gets you. This is what being a dumbass, non-critical thinker who wants yes men gets you.
Quite literally in this...
This is what trust gets you. See, the thing is, if he had trusted Kerensky, this wouldn't have happened. Hell, if he trusted any of the other High Lords, any one of them would have been better than Amaris. Literally any. Maybe Karita is still a thing. So, okay, most of them would be better. Sorry, I really just need to calm down about this guy. He so annoys me that I
this case.
just need to just simmer down now.
To accomplish this, he gambled everything he had.
And won
He
most of the
started
time.
a war. He put people into the right place at the right time to take control. Together, we discovered that he was a man driven to avenge personal slights against his family.
I mean, yeah, you put people in the right place at the right time, but also he was allowed to put people into the right place at the right time because Cameron's a dumbass.
his nation, and his honor by House Cameron, and by extension, Starleague.
I mean, literally, he didn't even need to kill Cameron. He had control already.
Power, vengeance, and
I mean, I don't blame him, and
personal
honestly, think it's an
vendetta.
improvement, but
He alone, through his actions,
yes,
toppled
the penis
old
lasers.
regime through a masterfully orchestrated coup. His forces
honestly, if he
being
hadn't
in
killed as much as
perfect
Starleague, he
position to
probably
seize
could
the
have got
hegemony in a single
Kerensky a little
act
easier.
of magnificent
But, the entire, we were
barbarism
definitely already
and
cooing.
cruelty. And it is of note that he nearly failed because of the bagpipe, whiskey, and madness-fueled royal unit that was the glorious Black Watch.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The mad stand of the Black Watch is a tale still told with reverence between Mechwarriors for generations now.
That's actually one of the things I've been wondering about, because the Black Watch definitely seemed to be a lore legendary unit, both for people playing the game and universe-wide in the actual canon. How did they find out, though? Because it sounds like most of the people who would have known about this were dead, or would not want to talk about it because they were part of the Amaris faction, and, you know, may or may not have had, because 5 of them escaped, and they definitely planted stories just to fuck around with Amaris and anyone related to him afterwards. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Actually, yeah, don't go take that as headcanon. They intentionally spread their own legend because, 1, badass. 2, it's just that silent reminder to anyone affiliated, associated, or any way related to him. Fuck you. Yeah, that works. I'm going to take that as headcanon. Is it real? I have no idea yet. It might be. But I'm going to take it.
And it's very important to understand that in dying the way they did, they sent a message. This wasn't going to be as easy as Amaris had thought.
Oh, yeah.
In a magnificent moment of glorious defiance, in a blaze of crazy, mad bastardism, Amaris was reminded of how fragile a thing like victory truly is.
I want to say that this part right here, this entire lesson, I know he's not going to do it, but if he was going to take it to heart that, okay, take it slow, simmer down now. If he had done anything about that, he probably would have taken a much softer tact with Kerensky. But I really doubt he did that, because we already saw he fucked up them negotiations by saying, come join us and we could split the galaxy as person who kind of was a father figure to the Cameron and the person who also was kind of a father figure to him. Both of us should have shot him sooner. Personal opinion, of course. Yeah, no. The entire Kerensky said no option was awesome. But seriously, the more I look at this and the more I hate to say this, if Amaris just settled for saying, I did this because he was power mad, and used that as his reasoning and not, I've taken over, flat out, that probably would have been enough, because everyone believed it. It's, even if it's a polite fiction, it's a polite fiction that probably would have worked. And a lot of people already believed Cameron went power mad, so, I mean, the houses wouldn't say anything. They're already on a wait-and-see platform, saying that I am doing this as a way to protect Starleague. It would give the polite fiction where maybe it would have worked. But he went for the entire, I'm now in charge, I'm the Emperor tact instead. Which we already know, he went power mad. Yeah, sorry, it's bugging me that there actually was a way that this could have worked, and I kind of glad he didn't, just because I don't like him, but also I hate Cameron more. Sorry, just it's one of those weird thoughts.
And this brush,
yeah, the entire
with
declaring
near
himself
death
thing
would never leave him. Amaris would, in fact, take increasingly paranoid steps to ensure his reign was secure.
Because he saw what kind of
Was,
bastardization
in my
could take it out
opinion,
from the last
haunted
guy.
by what might have been, and what may yet be.
Paranoia, the only problem
the Black
is
Watch and their death
it usually pushes
were
away people
just a
who
moment in
wouldn't hurt
history,
you.
but for Amaris they were a fearful, constant reminder of how easy it could have gone the other way. But we will get to that soon enough. In the last episode, we also had our introductory study in the profile and career of General Kerensky. We saw how he tried to do his best to keep things as they were, in a delicate political balance and in certainly uncertain times.
Being led around by
Kerensky was
Amaris.
a powerful general,
cat
to
with a
be
string,
certain,
unfortunately.
but he was tasked with raising a First Lord in a very uncertain political arena.
People have made it very known in a lot of the comments on the various videos for the last part that Kerensky being charged as the regent, essentially to raise Cameron, put it nicely, as much as I kind of respect Kerensky because he seems like a badass and everyone wanted him not because he was a political schmuck, but because no one could control him, so none of their enemies would control him, which seems safer. They also chose someone who, from what I've been told, but I haven't looked ahead too much on, has the parenting skill of a rock. A specifically bad rock whose rock children hate them. Yeah. I guess it's a chip off the old block. Unfortunately, it got a sledgehammer to make sure to just completely break it down. I've been told that his parenting skill comes up again. Something to do with the clans? I don't know. People made a lot of jokes about someone should have been strangled as a couple of years late abortion. I don't know. I'm assuming they're jokes, but also enough people have made jokes along the similar line that I'm assuming it's going to come up again. Will it? I don't know. But I have a feeling it's going to have an impact.
Star League was in decline, and this heir presumptively could have reversed the course of history. He did his best as an advisor and protector,
haven't seen this one
but
before.
ultimately he fell back on what he knew best, his duty and oaths to Star League above all, and that would ultimately doom his efforts.
What?
But
oh yeah,
we'll
because
get to that.
he got led around because he was following his duty.
And lastly, in part 1, we set the ground for the throwdown of throwdowns.
Canopian
The
Chainsaw
Guerra
Circus
on
and
Terra,
War Show?
a war so big it would
Sounds
shake
cool.
the foundation of the inner sphere and lead to centuries of violence, political turmoil, adventurism,
Guerra.
and chaos. As you may recall, we left this lesson on a wonderful cliffhanger. Amaris had contacted Kerensky and offered everything. A place in the new regime, ultimate power as a general, if not warlord, and very potentially a very real place as inheritor of Star League itself.
And you know what I said earlier about how if Amaris had taken a different tact with Kerensky, if he hadn't just completely wiped them out preemptively and instead left them to the side, he'd already basically taken over. If the generals had just given a stand down order and kept issuing that order, things probably would have gone a lot better because he could say, see, I've maintained Star League, as opposed to, see, you came back and you found out I killed all your people. While it's less a threat to him, it also would have been easy because his people were basically running the show already. They didn't need to. It's a precaution he took that's probably more of a detriment in the long run. Based on everything he just said, he's giving... I know why Amaris didn't do it. He's giving Kerensky everything he would want. Everything that would make him do something. All the levers he would go for, because he is basically treating Kerensky as if he has the same levers. He's the same kind of political creature that Amaris is. Kerensky's not, which is why, honestly, giving any of these reasons are solidifying his decision. The correct choice would have been, I did this to save Star League. Okay. Cameron was insane. Okay. Cameron was hurting Star League. Okay. Could Kerensky have done that? I would still say maybe not. But the way he went about it is definitely cementing it. This is probably the greatest failure Amaris had, because he approached it in the completely wrong way. And he should know better because he played Kerensky like a fiddle. But between being thrown off his game by the Black Watch, nearly being killed by the Black Watch, and having glory and victory in his grasp and then having it after not dying to the Black Watch, I think his mind is just fogged enough by victory and paranoia that I could see him making the mistake and treating Kerensky like himself rather than like a hyper-loyal, competent soldier and general and frontline fighter. Again, it just bugs me because there was such an easy way out, but he would never take it based on the situation he's in.
But tempted with
Also,
everything,
declaring himself emperor.
the keys to power and the right to use it as he saw fit. Kerensky remembered above all his duty to his oaths.
Yep.
Star League above all.
Uh-huh.
Kerensky had said
No.
no.
Great line.
And it wouldn't be the last time. So here we are at the Amaris Civil War. Warning.
See, I really like this image because it does something that very few of the regular maps in Battletech show. Because of the fading aspect and the very circular aspects around here, they're conveying the image of a 3D region of space where most maps are just 2D representations layered really close together. What I would love more than anything else is to actually get an interactive 3D model showing this section of the galaxy spread up and out and across with various layers showing how it goes down, maybe even a tiered format. You could probably do it as just an interactive VR aspect. This would be an amazing, and I would love to see that because you can finally see, hey, here's all the positions of the various aspects. Here's what the clan and all of the various inner sphere houses actually look like to make an actual sphere. Here's what their wedge of the sphere looks like. Rather than just these cutouts from the center, this is what it would be. And I want that because it would just be really cool to interact with it. Like maybe even make it a puzzle to see how they all slot in together. It'd just be fun. Would it be any good or anything? No, but I'd like it. I'm easily amused.
If you haven't seen part 1, I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I didn't watch that second.
introduction over, recap over. Here we go. If the theme to part 1 was the death of Richard Cameron and the after effects of the initial coup, the theme to part 2 is the death of Star League. Buckle up, lads. It's going to be a long one.
Oh, jeez. And that was the recap. Just... The fact that he's talking about the theme is the death for each one. I know Star League ends, but I thought it kind of morphed into the clans as just getting out somehow. I didn't know it officially was, we're done, we're out, they're dead. I know Kerensky... I thought Kerensky survived to the leaving. I'm not certain of that anymore. I feel like I'm missing something and it's going to be covered. Huh. And that was the first bit of the Amaris Civil War Part 2 from Text Talks Battletech. And yeah, just that recap to make sure I know exactly what's going on, to make sure I didn't miss anything because it's me, so that's actually very appreciated. God damn, man. It bugs me because having gone through everything, seeing everything, and just the recap pointing out how all these different ways they were interacting, anyone other than Amaris wouldn't have won, but anyone other than Amaris might have used more tact when they contacted Kerensky, when they were dealing with Starly, because he's treating it as a threat, but he could have so easily turned this into a victory where he could have probably co-opted it, but he's phrased it in ways that made sense to him, not as made sense to Kerensky. And he probably didn't even think he needed to. It's just like, hey, maybe I should, because the Black Watch kind of showed me maybe my plan will fail, even though everything else has worked out perfectly. It just, based on the situation, it makes sense. Based on who he is, based on what Amaris did, it makes sense. Based on his own paranoia, it makes sense for why he would take them out. But at the same time, with the vision of hindsight and the fact that we know it doesn't work, what would it have looked like if instead of declaring himself emperor, he just said he was the temporary regent? What if he said, just toned his ambition down slightly from that level? Instead of destroying Star League, he just left his people in charge and gave them the stand down order, which they probably could have done already at this point. At any step of the way, he could have framed this in such a way that Star League would have been preserved, and it would have just been Cameron and his entire house that was gone. And he probably could have won that way and succeeded in ways that were absolutely beyond reproach and would have, not led to him dying. I'm assuming? I'm assuming he dies. I haven't looked ahead. I don't actually know. Don't tell me he wins. Don't tell me he actually lives. You know what? No, just nothing. I don't want to hear anything. I'm going to go into this blind. I'm not going to look it up, even though I know where Sarna is, Sarna.net, and I could go look it up. And there's people in my Discord who would gladly tell me. I'm not going to look ahead. Yeah, I'm looking at canon lore as a spoiler to text. I have no problems with that. I'm weird. I'm doing this. So all the same, if you haven't already, you guys know the deal. Link below, original video. It's text. You know he's good. Do that. And when you're done, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one when the shit and the fan really start hitting and we see how the capstone for this video is led up to the death of Star League. This is going to be one hell of a ride. All the same. See you guys in the next one. Adios.